This 10-minute routine has been life-changing. No matter where my head is at, it just sets me in the right direction every single time. If you guys are not already doing something like this, you're gonna want to add this to your day. What is this routine about? This routine is basically taking a little bit of time to check in with yourself, how you're feeling, where you're at, to ground you, bring you back a little bit into the present, kind of take a look at the things that you're working towards as well, and then get some idea of what it is you're supposed to do during the day. So it's all kind of just combined into this small, short session of strategizing on your day. I'm gonna walk you through mine. I'm gonna tell you the basic pillars of this check-in, but then feel free to kind of modify it and make it, you know, specifically tailored to you. So without further ado, grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. 3 pillars of this check-in are gonna be mindfulness, clarity, and direction. I don't specifically do like, okay, mindfulness, let me do A, B, C. Like, that's not how it works, right? These things are feelings. So just through the process of going through my template, I can kind of get the feeling of, you know, mindfulness, clarity, and direction, which is what I really aim for at the end of this check-in. Usually when I'm done, I try to ask myself if I feel all those 3 things, and if not, what do I need to do in order to be able to show up to the rest of my day with my best foot forward. The idea with this section is for you to be able to slow down. I know that people typically, let's say in the morning, which is when I suggest you do this, don't need to slow down, they're already slow, but that's not true. You could wake up with your head full of anxiety, thoughts, to-dos, ideas, just anything. So the idea is for you to take a moment to ground yourself a little bit, be a little more present, and just slow down your brain, specifically your mind that might be going crazy without you having even had your cup of coffee, right? Some of the things that I do in order to achieve that level of mindfulness is brain dumping, writing a little bit about how I feel, practicing gratitude, setting an intention for the day, and checking in with kind of like what my current state is in the moment. And all of these things just put me in that mindset of I'm in the present, this is what I can do right now, and I have these few hours in the day to kind of move forward and do the things I want to do. What I mean by clarity is that feeling when you know what you need to do. You are reminded of why you're doing things, why you're moving forward. You're just very clear on your intentions, on your goals, on even like how you want to feel, and your brain and your mind is also like decluttered. You just feel lucid, clear, focused, or ready to focus, and just not all kind of crowded up in your brain full of ideas and things that are messy, right? You feel organized and like you have it together. That's the feeling that I want in the mornings, because after I've gotten rid of all that crap, I can actually focus. So how do I actually achieve this clarity? Number 1 is morning pages. You have probably already heard about this, but morning pages is this practice I think Julia Cameron talked about in her book, The Artist's Way. And her rules are you have to write by hand for 3 pages, just whatever it is you're thinking. I do a similar version of that. I do it digitally, so I don't have the 3-page marker, but what I do is I just dump, brain dump, whatever kind of stuff is in my head. Sometimes it's ideas, sometimes it's to-dos, sometimes it's dreams, sometimes it's worries, sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's I slept good and I'm good. I don't need to brain dump, you know? So I just do it until I kind of feel that like word vomit is over. That's how I personally do it. I did start with a number of pages, so I've been doing this for so long that I think I can kind of take the practice into what works for me. But if you've never done this, I really suggest, you know, doing 1 page or setting a timer for a few minutes and just vomiting on the page. Literally, like, no one is gonna read this. You're probably not even gonna read this again, and just go ahead and dump it. And there's something so powerful about being able to put your thoughts on a page that allows your brain to just let go of them. And also you're gonna find that through writing and journaling and just, you know, kind of letting go of what you're supposed to be thinking, you kind of get a lot of insights about yourself and a lot of like aha moments, you know, that are happening, and you discover kind of the behind the scenes of a lot of things that are happening in your life. So I honestly love this practice. I think like if you're not even gonna do the entire morning check-in, do morning pages, it's amazing. But like I said, I don't do it for very long. Like sometimes it's 3 minutes, sometimes it's more, and sometimes it's literally, I don't need to brain dump today, period. The other thing I do is looking a little bit at my whys, my goals, what I'm actually working towards at the moment, and get very clear on this is the progress I can make today. This is very self-explanatory. It's really that feeling of not only do I know what I'm supposed to do, I know how I'm gonna do it. I know how my day is gonna go. I know more or less, right? What I wanna do today, how I wanna do it, when I wanna do it. And this is a moment during my check-in in which I actually take the time to figure those things out, because that doesn't just happen, right? Like I take the time to plan a little bit of my day. And what this means is that by the end of this check-in, I am a lot more mindful. I have let go of all the stuff that has been maybe weighing me down before I have even had a decent cup of water. That's not true, but you get the point. And I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. And doing this daily is life-changing. And I definitely feel the effect on the days that I don't do it. I'm a little bit lost. I'm just kind of like floating through life a little bit. And this is just the perfect tool to bring intentionality, reflection, and all those things that I constantly talk about on my channel to your day. And it's so easy. Honestly, like it doesn't take me a long time. This is a routine that has had the most impact on me being able to keep my life together. This and my weekly planning, reset, check-in routine. Those two things combined. But this one specifically is very important on the day-to-day basis, and it is what I think in my personal life allows me to just keep things flowing, keep all those things that I need to get done moving forward, and just keep it all, you know, going smoothly. Enough babbling on from me. Let's go to my computer and I'll show you my template and the things that I do. I will of course share this template in Notion if you guys want to do it there, but honestly I just suggest that you create your own. And for that, we'll get into the tips in a little bit. Every single morning when I'm about to start my day, most likely my computer is a mess. It has a bunch of apps open and a bunch of different things. So I created a handy little shortcut. I just come here and click my check-in and it'll do all the things for me, open all the necessary apps, and most importantly, it'll open up to this page, which is my journal. And that's what I've been talking about before. You want something that is automatic, that has templates, and that has no other distractions. Once I'm here, all I have to do is click new, and it'll prompt me with my daily template. And this is just a note I have every single day where I have other little templates in here. So I have a little shortcut from Alfred where I can just pop the date in right there. Typically I will write, you know, how I'm feeling, what the mood for the day is or something like that. And then it'll automatically write the date and the time at which I created this note. And then I love to write the location of where I'm at in that moment. And the next thing, and all I have to do is click morning check and it'll prompt me with the template that I need to fill in for that day. As you saw, it's very easy. All of this is very automatic. It takes me less than 30 seconds to already be in the place where I have to just dump every single, you know, thing that I have on my mind. So the first thing I start with is the morning dump. This is where I will just write every single thought that is in my head. I cannot speak and type at the same time apparently. And I just really like to just do a little bit of a free flow. When I started, this was a lot harder because I didn't really know what to do. So I typically started with how I slept that night, how I'm feeling, and things like that. But right now, I'm really good at just really writing whatever word vomit is going through my head and just getting it all out on the page. No judgment, no length, no structure, just, you know, dumping all the thoughts until I feel a little more clear-headed. Then I go into something I'm grateful for. This is really important to me for, you know, mindfulness and grounding and just being a little bit of humble for the day and not taking things for granted. And immediately I will set my intention for the day. This is not specifically things I want to get done, but this is really just how I want to move through the day. This is something a little bit newer that I've been experimenting with, but I really like it because it gives me a moment of being intentional about my day. And it takes me 1 second to write this. And then once all of that is done, I have this little prompt right here to remind myself to plan immediately after. So it's very easy when I'm writing thoughts in my head. Sometimes I come up with a lot of tasks that I want to do or things I want to do immediately that take me 5 minutes. For example, I don't know, remind me to set that alarm or turn this off or something like that. And so I'll just really write these reminders here. And sometimes I will do them right when I finished the morning check-in. So it can be very easy for me to, as I'm going through this process, get distracted, which is why I have this prompt right here to remind me to go immediately plan. And I don't do my daily plan in Notion, which is why I have this here, and I immediately go to the plan I use, which is Sansama. I can do a full-on tour of that if you guys are interested, but this is where you would want to put your plans. You know, this is where if you do your management in Notion, you can put in the tasks for the day here or anything that reminds you of what you want to get done that day if you wanted to. Or you can just put a link to the page that you actually use to do that in on Notion. And as you can see, this really does kind of touch base with all the little things I mentioned earlier. So mindfulness for me is really being that moment of gratitude and being in tune with how I'm feeling and all the thoughts that are going through my head. And then clarity, this is where all the clarity comes from for me. I am going to show you just a quick snippet of how much I genuinely just really like. These are old ones. Let me see. I just really like to just write everything that is going through my head. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long, sometimes I don't have a really big prompt, but the idea is I really do get to just clear my head in that moment. And then where are we? And then direction is really given by a little bit of the intention for the day and most importantly the planning session. So after this, I will immediately go into my planning app and do all of my planning right there. And at the end of that entire session, now I have really hit all of those points I was talking about. So very easy, very simple, and cute little bonus tip. Sometimes I will add something that is kind of representative of the day there. So if I'm going to a coffee shop, I'll put a picture of a coffee shop, or if it's like, I don't know, cloudy, I'll do that. And then this gives me a really cool, I called it the mood board of the month, where I can just see kind of, you know, the feelings and then the, I don't know. I don't know. I like this. But that's it. Very simple and very automated. And one big tip for this is that in this view that you have over here of the journal, if you want to create something just for that day, the filters I have here is for the date of your journal to be today. So in the properties, I have a property that is the date. So you want those to be filtered for today, so it matches today. And then in here in the templates, I have set the daily as the default template. So for example, when I'm in this page, whenever I click new, it'll automatically pop in this template instead of the weekly reflection, monthly reflection, or moments capture. So that's very helpful for this daily view if that's what you want to create. And then the shortcuts, very simple. You go into the shortcuts app, basically open up the link in the URL. I can just do like quick, let me show it to you really quickly. This is the thing, the shortcut, I basically just have put open URL and then just copy the link of that page. So over here you can copy link and then put that there, and then I think you just have to set them up over here for it to pin in your menu bar, and you'll get this little shortcut. And that's it. Very simple. What I really want from this video is not for you to go ahead and copy what I do. It's for you to look at your own life, your own needs, your own state in the mornings and figure out what you need to check in, right? What do you need to touch base on in order to feel like you can keep your life together? I highly suggest that you just figure out ways to feel mindful, clear, and with some direction in your life. Like, stick to those 3 pillars and find ways that make you feel like that, and you'll have something that really gets you going for the day. Keep it simple, and that will go a long way. Literally, I have 3 questions. It's so simple that it's very hard not to keep up with, because if you only have to answer, let's say, these 3 questions, I could write a sentence for each one and I'm done. And that will get me into the habit of checking in. And make it enjoyable. Like, make it a ritual that you enjoy. Have a drink that you enjoy. Light a candle if that's what you like. Get cozy on your couch if that's what you like. If you want to do it by hand, get a nice journal. Like, make it a part of your morning that you end up craving, that you genuinely enjoy to sit in. And have a template. Just have a template. Just get started. and you'll figure it out along the way. And that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing, give this video a like, all the things. I would love to have you guys back here. I really hope that you got something out of this video. I really think that this is such a life-changing tool. I hope this video made it justice, because this has been the thing that has just dramatically changed my life, and I really hope you guys get started. If you do, let me know please in the comments what is the favorite question of your check-in, so that we can all get inspiration and ideas. If you like this kind of video, you might like a bunch of other videos on my channel, but you can check out this one for other simple go-to methods that you can rely on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.